And he looks amazing even under bad lighting. How many of you wish you look like this? Almost everyone watching this video does not have a physique as good as this. And if you do, well, congratulations, you're in the top 1%. But yet, here are some of the comments. There's better ways of admitting you have no idea what you're doing. Going to the gym don't mean you work out. As if these aren't amazing results. And so the problem is, people's expectations are through the roof. They see guys like Sam Sulek, Chris Bumstead, and so on, and are thinking, everyone can get a physique like that, well, as long as you're blasting steroids. What happens? People go to the gym, they don't get the results they're expecting, and what do they turn to? Performance-enhancing drugs.
This bodybuilder shows you how much muscle you can build in 14 years. The comments of this video just prove that physique inflation is a real thing. This physique is actually very impressive, but since the fitness industry is full of fake natties, PED users, and genetic freaks, people think this physique is mid.
Physique inflation is a thing now. The physiques up above me were considered amazing just 3 years ago, but by today's standards, they're considered mid. I remember when I first started the gym, my life's goal was just to get some abs and bench 225. I thought that was insane. You have one quick scroll on TikTok or Instagram and you'd think that's below average. Seeing the best physiques on a daily basis has fried our brain. It skewed our perception of what's healthy and what's achievable. Because the truth is, you don't have to be 6'7", bench 800 pounds and 2% body fat looking like a human ball sack in order to be considered aesthetic or strong. All you need is a decently low level of body fat and a relatively respectable muscular base.
Once upon a time, I was 7 years old and I was living during the breath of new fresh air times, which was 2010, back in the good old days when the internet wasn't as excessive like today, meaning that there wasn't such crisis like constant comparison, whereby a 15-year-old who hasn't even joined the gym but thought about the gym already starts comparing his progress to a grown man who has been training for 10 plus years and probably is blasting 5 grams of tren.
If I got 22-inch arms, what the fuck does it matter how I got them? The point is, I got them and you fucking don't.
So the overall summary of everything I've just said is that male body standards have inflated to unbelievable measures, all because of this device. All because of this device. Social media is a great place to show off your new skating skills, your recent born, and showing off how loud your Hellcat sounds on this highway, but things I've just mentioned are just the friendly niches we can walk into without a fear of criticism. But one niche that's so toxic, even the devil himself is surprised the length human beings could go, is the fitness industry. I can already hear the comments crucifying me for this, but the truth is the fitness industry, is one of the most toxic niches you could ever get into. And yeah, some might say, oh nah, I've been doing the fitness industry for such a long time and I ain't getting any hate, but bruh, you haven't seen that side of the fitness industry before. That motherfucker's like a gulag. So let's get to the problem, okay? Physique inflation, what is it, where did it come from, and how can we solve it? Titan Physique style. Physique inflation in simple terms is the increase in standards of what an impressive physique looks like in the current time. For example, is 02 and you're seeing the Spider-Man movie where Peter Parker woke up with lead muscle, and during that time his physique was seen as very impressive and not easy to achieve. But as of today, way more advanced physiques than Peter Parker like Alex Eubank is considered mid as fuck, when 10 plus years ago, a physique lesser than Andrew Eubanks would be considered above average. So what the fuck is happening, bro?
This is what I look like posing in perfect lighting, and this is what I actually look like. Even if someone isn't on steroids or isn't photoshopped, their pictures can still be unrealistic because that's not what they look like 90% of the time. It's nice to have someone to look up to, but when it comes to comparisons, only compare yourself to yourself so you can see how far you've come. There is nothing wrong with people only showing their best pics, just don't be disappointed if you don't look like Arnold after your first workout.
So basically, what bodies seemed extremely impressive 5 years ago is seen as complete garbage genetics today. Is it because the first Spider-Man got out of fashion and nobody really favors it? Or is it because Andrew Eubanks really has the worst poop genetics known to man?
It's not clocking to you.
So the cause of physique inflation is media. When I mean media, I mean Calvin Klein billboards, magazine ads, and the average Reels feed. In every niche, whatever that's trending in big mainstream media simply becomes the norm of the community. For example, in the fashion niche, if Rick Owen boots are the trending items in the community, everyone in that niche will look forward to getting their hands on those boots.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you.
So as of the fitness industry, popular physiques like David Lade, C-Bomb, Sam Schulich are physiques almost everyone dreams to achieve, but the problem is that not everyone can achieve those physiques due to factors like genetics, in which has led to many gym goers hating their bodies because their body frame just cannot achieve the same look as their favorite influencers.
Even someone like Henry Cavill, who was in great shape for Man of Steel, needed a bodysuit under his costume to maintain size and definition. See, the problem with skin-tight costumes is that they don't actually augment muscle shape, they flatten it out. So, ironically, wearing a spandex compression suit ends up making an actor's physique look worse than it actually is. This poses a problem for costume designers trying to emulate the classic comic book aesthetic, where superhero uniforms look almost painted on. Combine this with the fact that comic book characters have highly exaggerated physiques. Translating this to the big screen ends up being wildly difficult. Early attempts at superhero costumes often didn't have muscle padding at all and consisted of a somewhat baggy, woven, wool-like material. The 1943 Batman serial is a great example of this. The 1948 Superman serial, starring Kirk Allen, has a similar look. Likely no padding, but allegedly, it does contain 4-inch lifts in the boots.
Social media is a platform where everyone in the world can connect all in one setting, meaning that in terms of the fitness industry, all types of freaky, genetically blessed lifters are shown onto our Reels feed and builds up this perception that everyone is somehow built like they're ready to compete on stage, but in reality, this isn't the truth. We tend to forget that amazing physiques we see online are rare and scattered across the world like Dragon Balls, and social media is the place where it shows you all the rare physiques all in one platform.
True, and I've met several YouTubers. They are not all as confident as they appear on camera. Oftentimes on camera they appear confident. They have a six-pack, they look amazing. But off camera they're asking, am I lean enough? Am I fat? Can I get a pump first? I don't want anyone to see me. They're gonna judge me. They're gonna criticize me. I don't look good. And I'm thinking, you look incredible. I don't understand it. But that is what body dysmorphia actually is. You're thinking you don't look nearly as good as you are. Perhaps you're an 8 on 10, but you feel like a 5. You're a 10 on 10, you feel like an 8. Regardless, you don't see the accurate reflection of yourself in the mirror.
You'll go to publish a photo with someone else, and they're like, can you just show me that? But I don't like that physique photo, right? Like this hyper fixation on yourself that I don't think obviously is healthy.
Happens all the time. Take a photo of someone. Oh, I can't post this. Let's have another and another and another. Happens with group photos from friends. And so it's not just bodybuilders, it's everyone. I'm thinking whatever I like in that photo, you can post. I don't care. I don't care how I look. The worst photo ever, you can post it of me. How is it going to affect my self-esteem? Oh, I had a wrinkle here on my skin. Oh, I wasn't flexing properly at this point. I wasn't tensing my abs enough. Who frigging cares? There's more to life than always trying to look perfect.
The fitness industry in the social media realm has been doomed from the start because many influencers have rose to popularity through their physiques, meaning that their fans admire or aspire to achieve a physique similar like their role models. And if their role models are on steroids and openly speak about it, that could potentially lead a huge influence that their fans should also take steroids. I mean, take a look at the Trent twins. They make jokes countlessly times about taking steroids and have no idea that the little joke they made or any side of glorification has influenced someone to immediately take the steroids.
And in today's video, we have a 16-year-old who's on steroids, and not only that, he's bragging about it to the world, literally injecting it in the middle of the gym. They need to kick these kids out. They shouldn't allow this on social media. It starts with his name, Zaid Tren. Where do you think he comes up with his name? Do you think maybe he was influenced by the Tren twins? What do you think is happening? People see their idols and they're using steroids, and so they're motivated to do the same.
This is the problem many influencers don't realize, that their fan base has a lot of people who don't have their own personality, which leads to them imitating their role models. Look at Alex Eubank. There are many fans who dye their hair blonde to look like him. So the day Alex came out on him taking steroids, don't you think at least 1%, even if it's 1% of his audience went by his path, regardless if Alex said don't do it? So you get the gist. We have constant exposure to physiques which are not normal, which leads to body dysmorphia, and we have influencers like Togi who influence thousands of people to take steroids.
You're not serious about 1,000 mgs of caffeine in the middle of the day, are you?
No, I am 100%.
Like off camera, you're not always like blasting drugs.
Well, no, I am.
Also, keep in mind that the majority of gym goers have personal issues they deal with, meaning that gym goers are insecure, which has led to even a bigger inflation whereby everyone is calling out everyone that the physique is mid, and that can, be achieved easily, which is delusional. And this all ties back to the comparison problem the fitness industry goes through. We are all showcasing our progress, but we have insecure lifters calling their progress for being mid. This is a huge problem, as that would lead to many lifters hopping on steroids to prove the insecure people who actually cannot even bench the weight they brag about wrong. And in my personal opinion, I think Greg Doucette is also the suspect for this crisis, as he made a natty or not videos whereby he called out many gym goers who had average physiques as not natty. We just hurt our perception of what a natty physique looks like.
I'm not saying that it's impossible to make this transformation while being natural. Of course it is. But not everyone can do it. Bro has a clearly etched and defined six-pack and visible striations in his chest. Immediately, he's doing the most muscular. He has an incredible, deeply defined six-pack. And I do believe that is what's making people believe, how is this possible? Is this CGI? Is this from the use of performance-enhancing drugs? If you notice on his chest, he does appear to have a little bit of puffiness around the nipple. Many people refer to this as gynecomastia or gyno. Just because you have some gyno, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're on performance-enhancing drugs, but it is in fact a sign. Aside from that, I don't see any acne. Oftentimes when you do use performance-enhancing drugs like testosterone and so on, it results in having acne. But remember, I'm on HRT and look at my skin. Do I look like I'm full of acne? Is it possible that he's simply using lower doses? Remember, not everyone who uses performance-enhancing drugs makes mind-blowing, crazy transformations like Tristan Lee. Tristan Lee put on, 35 pounds in a matter of months with RP, strength training systems, and so on. But was it in fact natural? Well, Mike Israetel says it was, but was it really?
And we have no idea who to believe in. Even people who have genetically, gifted genetics are criticized because of the inflation we have, which has made, the whole industry cooked, bro. So, man, you just let me know what y'all think in the comments. Are we genuinely cooked? Because, we get a guy that's benching, 4 plates, it's mid. We get a guy that's benching 8 plates, it's mid. What level should we be on to be considered literally peak era, bro? So let me know in the comments.
Bye, have a great time.